come to me with money in his hand. He offered me. I didn't ask him. I wasn't knocking someone's door down. I was running from that. When I got out, I was in that. I was already through that. I had that. I had the studio.
Okay, guys, been a little while. Got another video for you finally, prepped to go, sort of. I mean, I threw something together in like 10 minutes, but whatever, it's a video. Today, we're going to be looking into a subject that we haven't talked about in quite some time now, and that is the ongoing war in Ukraine. We're not talking about anything recent, though. We're going to be talking about something that happened a little while ago. You might actually know what I'm about to talk about. So again, as it stands, the war in Ukraine still rages on, and given the state of technology, we have gotten our best look at real combat to date. Some very shocking footage has trickled out of the battlefield these past few years, but one video did manage to stand out. And that video is the Wagner Sledgehammer execution. Now, this video was distributed through Telegram, a channel that may have been controlled by Wagner for propaganda purposes. That's kind of up in the air. The video in question shows a man who we would later know as, and I can't pronounce this, Yevgeny Nuzin? He was a prisoner in Russia who was serving time for murder. However, he secured his freedom by offering to join the Russian mercenary group Wagner. And after training for roughly a week, he was sent to war.
Евгений Анатольевич, когда вот эта злоруха началась, я уже для себя решил, что...
Now, eventually, he would surrender to Ukrainian forces and offer to fight with them, actually. Details after this point are a little muddy. We don't know exactly how it happened, but the going story seems to be he was exchanged back to Wagner in a trade for some Ukrainian POWs. Wagner would then hold a sort of trial in the field for Nuzin's crimes of treason, which he would of course be found guilty. He was then sentenced to death. Wagner being known for torture, they then filmed his execution in which they beat him to death with a sledgehammer.
Отправился на фронт, чтобы перейти на сторону Украины воевать против русских. 4 сентября.
The video would then be distributed via Telegram and would make the news. It would create some discussion about potential war crimes happening in Ukraine and put more heat on Russia for their, unprovoked invasion of the region. However, it is possible it was all staged. Now, so this is all kind of up in the air. When the video first made rounds, there were a lot of people saying that it just kind of looked fake. And not long after the heat kind of got on Wagner for this, they released a video with the, at the time, leader of Wagner meeting with the supposed, execution victim.
Который попал в плен. Потому что...
Which also looks really staged and is just strange. Like, why would you do that after staging this weird execution you did? And furthermore, Wagner has actually done something like this before. Back in, I believe it was 2017, a video went around of them torturing some Syrian civilian at the time. That video is real. I actually went and watched that one as a point of reference because, again, there's just not a lot to go on. Like, I've watched both clips. The other one's incredibly graphic and clearly like a real thing that happened. The Wagner Sledgehammer video, I'm conflicted on. It's graphic, it's hard to watch, and if it's a fake, it's a very good one. I actually sat down and watched it frame by frame to see if I could pick anything up. And what I can say is it looks like they fucking hit a guy with something, but one of the reasons like it doesn't look particularly real is there's no gore, there's no blood, there's nothing. They just hit the dude with a sledgehammer and he goes down, and then they appear to hit him again off camera, sort of. Like, you can't really see what's happening. And then we have this video that comes out later showing the guy still alive, but again, it doesn't even really look that much like the guy. I mean, it kind of does, but I don't know. All old Russian people kind of look alike, don't they? So that's where it stands. It might be fake. I don't recommend watching it. It's unpleasant. It's actually kind of hard to find now. There's a lot of censored versions of it that circulated throughout the news. Again, this was a hot button issue for a second. As we know, Russia has just kind of been committing war crimes left and right in Ukraine, and then we have this mercenary group going around doing whatever the fuck. And, you know, they killed the guy that runs that group, so now it's all just kind of Russian forces at this point. It kind of calls back to when COVID first went around. Like, I remember just kind of reading in the news, like, oh, Russian forces gathering on the border of Ukraine. That's not good. And then I think even Zelensky came out and says, like, they're not going to do anything. Like, don't worry about it. And then sure enough, it was much like COVID, where you just kind of get these weird reports of something happening. It's like, uh-oh. And then here we are years later, and it's still going on. Nothing's really improved. The war in Ukraine's getting tiring, especially because, as my little fucking montage at the start here will show, Russia's losing. Like, part of me wants to tell you guys to check it out to get your opinion on it. And again, it is, even if it's fake, it's hard to watch. But again, you know, that is, at this time, the most shocking video, you know, mainstream-wise. I've been keeping up with the Ukraine war since it's happened. There's a lot of horrifying shit that has come out. And again, like I said, we have the best cameras we've ever had, and it's so easy to strap a GoPro on you. You can see war actually happen. And, you know, don't mistake my little montage as making light of it. I take it very seriously. And, yeah, fuck. I'm gonna stay tuned to see more Russian forces getting wiped out, and hopefully this thing wraps up.